edition of the It's Wrestling Report, alongside my partner Ryan. I'm your host J-Man. On this edition, got a little, seem to have something on your shirt right there.
Oh, what is it?
We're just make sure we're prepared for this video. We don't know.
It's probably a little bit of jizz.
Got some semen on your shirt?
I mean, I don't want to lie to anybody. It's what it is.
It's unfortunate.
It is.
You never want to get semen on your shirt.
And have another one to switch it to.
Got a little excited tonight?
A little bit.
I looked over a couple. You look like you.
Okay.
On this edition of the It's Wrestling Report, we're going to do our 2012 TNA Sacrifice review. Just getting off the air with the pay-per-view. Pretty solid night from TNA, as we saw at Lockdown. Just showing signs of consistency, showing signs of progression from this just terrible shit that we've seen as of late over the past couple months at their pay-per-views. But solid night, definitely nothing too outstanding here, but something definitely watchable here, and we can get through a lot of this stuff, and we will get through a lot of this stuff running down the card here. And first matchup with the TNA Tag Titles on the line, one champion Samoa Joe and Magnus went up against Christopher Daniels and Kaz.
Yeah, this was a good little tag match opened the show. I didn't know if this was going to open or what they were going to do here. I'm kind of glad it did. Really got the show going. A lot of spots here and there. Daniels and Kaz working really well together as a team. It seems like they were like, once we get that chance to go out there and just team, and actually, we've got shitloads of tag team moves that we can go out there and do and be a legitimate tag team. We're wearing matching gear. We're doing the, the heel kind of douchey thing. I think they kind of just felt like, okay, let's just throw these on Kaz and Daniels. Hopefully, as we were talking, we may see, Kaz and Daniels versus the Machine Guns. I think that would be a great feud. A lot of great spots, great matches out of that. But this match overall was just consistent. The match was good. The finish was overall good, and Magnus looked good in this as well. So overall, a good tag team match. Still better than any tag team matches we're getting in WWE. So that's one of the pluses from TNA is we're getting some, at least solid, decent tag matches.
Right.
But yeah, I overall, I think this was pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. I thought it was definitely a good start. Got the crowd, going in this one. And yeah, like he said, I was just really impressed by Daniels and Kaz's chemistry in this and their teamwork, which we've all known. If they're out there and given the time and the ability to go out there and prove what they can do, they have great chemistry. They've been friends for many years and have definitely worked enough matches to have this sort of chemistry. And I think it makes a lot of sense. I was never really all for the whole Joe and Magnus tag team. They didn't fit. They didn't really work together really well. They had some chemistry here and there. It looked like they could have worked on it. I think if they would have had some more time with the titles, I think they probably could have done that. But Daniels and Kaz obviously makes ubers more sense as far as a tag team because of the chemistry they have, the time they've worked together, the look, they go together right. So, that makes a lot of sense. And I think, as Ryan said, if they get a chance to go in there with, like, Machine Guns or possibly look like they could go in there with, like, an Angle and AJ, I think that would be awesome if they're kind of hinting at that at the end of AJ and Angle's matchup. That would be some great stuff. But, just, consistent matchup here and just consistency that we've seen out of the tag titles in TNA so far has been, some good stuff to see in this one. Definitely probably up there with one of the best of the year for TNA so far. But hopefully we can see that, train keep rolling, and definitely if it's Daniels and Kaz moving along with the tag titles, we're probably going to be seeing that. But Christopher Daniels and Kaz, the new tag team champions. Moving on now to the Knockouts title match between champion Gail Kim and Brooke Tessmacher. This was a really solid Knockouts match here. Definitely probably the best of the year so far. Brooke Tessmacher really showing that she could go out there and work and really put on some good stuff to the point that we've seen in her short career in TNA so far. Gail, as usual, just doing her great stuff here. Had some false finishes in a Knockouts title match that we haven't seen at all, which was definitely thought I could have been over in numerous different positions in this matchup. But as I predicted, I thought that Gail would hold on to the title here. I thought it'd be a little bit too early for Brooke, but Gail holding on to the championship here, continuing her great run as Knockouts champion in a pretty solid Knockouts matchup.
Yeah, just Gail Kim is just the juggernaut. She just doesn't stop moving and winning. I thought they might have let her just lose it here. I guess, I don't know what they're just going to continue to run with her with it. Put her in there. They're doing pretty much the same thing they're doing with Roode, just having her just get a bunch of wins under her belt and solidify that. Really solidify that title. Meaning something. I wish we could do that with the television title, but whatever. But like he said, this was definitely. I agree with him. This was probably the best Knockouts match on pay-per-view this year. it was good. They did a really good build to it, and they made it a couple false finishes and made it look like Brooke was going to win. But Gail gets the win here with the legs on the rope, and pretty decent women's match.
Speaking of the television title, we had a handicap match for the television title. Devon went up against Robbie and Robbie T, and Devon retained the title. Devon retained championship. Next match up, we had a one-on-one match between Jeff Hardy and Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, they were rolling with this. This still had, like we said before, the feel of just this being just a match. Just got thrown on the card. The way the match, built up, the way the match finished. The finish to this was kind of bizarre. It didn't really seem like it was planned. It didn't really come off like it was supposed to be that way. Jeff Hardy going for that leg drop between the legs like he always does, and Anderson blocking it, pushing him up and going for a pin, and then getting 3, and then Hardy kicking out right at 3.
Yeah.
And nobody thought it was over there. Anderson didn't think it was over. Hardy didn't think it was over. Earl, he was the only one that thought it was over. The crowd didn't think the match was over. Kind of was bizarre. They stood in the ring for a little while and just kind of like stood around and like we're trying to figure out what just happened. Who knows if that's just the way that it was supposed to be booked. Don't know. But here, just a solid match. Okay, like a just decent match out of these two. I'm guessing if this would have went a little bit longer, it might have been a little bit better if that's how the finish wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah. Like you said, just kind of a solid thing that these guys, we thought they could go out there and do, and that's exactly what they did. But definitely the only thing coming out of this is definitely that finish, which definitely came off really weird. It didn't seem like it was, should have been the finish right there. Obviously, Hardy, obviously should probably keep rolling on here, just beating Kurt Angle at lockdown. It seemed like it was probably going to get the win there, but having that weird roll up, who knows if they end up coming out of this? And I just got this really feeling. I just keep having this feeling that Mr. Anderson's going to turn heel eventually. It just has that kind of feel to it. If they could build off that and say, Anderson could, brag like he beat Jeff Hardy or something like that, and obviously it didn't look like he did because he kicked out. They could play off it like that. So I'm like, then, the announcers were trying to play it off like it wasn't, it was supposed to kind of happen like that, but it really kind of came like they were overly trying to push that over, like it definitely probably didn't happen like that. But who knows what it'll come out of coming in Impact. They end up talking about it or whatever. But definitely kind of weird finish of this matchup, and really what was a solid match that we kind of could predict out of these guys, and Mr. Anderson getting the win in that matchup. After that, we had an open challenge match where our undefeated hero.
Our undefeated hero.
He is our undefeated hero. Crimson.
According to TNA. He is
according to TNA.
Our
undefeated hero.
O-U-R.
Oh, yeah, that's how you spell it.
O-U-R.
O-U-R. Our undefeated hero. Crimson. Issued an open challenge saying how he just dismantled Matt Morgan. No more besties. We can't have it anymore, unfortunately. Issued an open challenge that got accepted by the ever hilarious Eric Young. ODB coming out there, cutting a promo, and just hold my stuff so I go fight this guy. And just ran in there and just does what Eric Young does and just entertains, because it was just some entertaining shit. It wasn't a match at all, really. It just wasn't anything special, but, it was Eric Young entertaining, which I'll always watch because it's fucking hilarious. Pulling off his pants to have just Michael Phelps trunks on, just like he's training for the Olympics or something. And Crimson, our undefeated hero, remained undefeated and remained our hero, and defeated Eric Young in this matchup.
Yeah, our undefeated hero.
Should we even call him Crimson anymore? Let's just call him the undefeated hero.
The undefeated hero.
Okay, that's right.
Just Crimson.
That's right.
Just he wins here with the Red Sky. Like you said, the thing with at least with these Eric Young matches is they're highly entertaining. Yeah. Like, at least we can say, the television title match, we kind of just wasted our time. With Eric Young's matches, you can sit here and say, oh, well, at least we were entertained. We laughed our ass off with some of the stuff he was doing. But yeah, ODB getting involved, doing this, doing that. Just a funny match, and okay to be on here, I guess. Yeah,
Crimson getting the win and remaining our undefeated hero. I have to get it out one more time, just because it needs to be put over.
Do you want to say it in unison at the same
ready?
time?
Just 1, 2, 3. Our undefeated hero. God, that just felt just orgasmic, just to say that.
Is there any more jizz on me?
Did we get a little more?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Moving on now to a singles matchup between A-Double, the current X Division champion Austin Aries, going up against Bully Ray. Is this where the jizz came in? A little bit of it?
Just Jizzilla.
Jizzilla.
Jizzilla. Does that work?
I mean, Godzilla worked last time.
Yeah. This is awesome. Love both these guys. They told such a great story here. Like, I was so just drawn in the whole time that they were in this ring. Like, it wasn't like a great wrestling match, it was a story to where Bully Ray was taking all these shots at Aries, and Aries just kept coming back and kept coming back and kept coming back. Aries took this nasty just spot when Bully Ray kicked him off the top rope and he fell. You could just see all on his back, bruises and cuts and stuff all on his back, and Bully Ray just slamming him and chopping him, and you see handprints, and both of them just beating the shit out of each other like they were just straight fighting.
Yeah.
And they went out here and just put on just like a, I want to say just a John Cena Brock Lesnar light.
Light?
Like a light.
Yeah.
Like a light.
Where it came out like a fight. Yeah.
Like a light mayonnaise.
Yeah.
It's not that great. It's not that great on sandwiches, but it's better than not having it.
True.
But the basic gist of it, this was awesome. I really liked this. And you know the way they run with Bully Ray. If he continues to do stuff like this, where he's just like fighting people.
He's acting like a bully.
He's acting like a bully, and he's playing
a character.
And Aries is doing his whole deal, and it was just overall great. I was highly entertained by this. Would definitely recommend if you know, just find this match if you didn't get the pay-per-view. And there's one other match on here worth finding as well.
Yeah.
But we'll be getting to that one next.
Yeah. As you said, this is outstanding, and I really thought this is what these guys could really pull off. Yeah. And like I said in the preview, they played off that kind of just that bully against that kind of smaller, just the athletic kind of speedster kind of guy, and they played that off great. And I thought that I don't really know if that spot was supposed to come off like it was, where Bully kicked Aries off it, where it definitely wasn't supposed to come off that bad, but that really played to the story of this match, like just perfectly, because you had it to where Aries legitimately just got destroyed on that spot and just kept coming back, and they had Bully go for the bear hugs on his back and kicking his back and all this kind of shit, and it was just some great stuff to where Aries is playing off that kind of like kind of David versus Goliath, trying to come back against it, that kind of, aspect of the story. And I really thought it definitely was upwards of, some of the best storytelling in the TNA match, definitely upwards of this year. I would definitely say that, because they just played it off great. And like you said, the overall match, it was a great match, but it just had just the upwards of just some outstanding storytelling in this. And I really felt that throughout this entire match. And Austin Aries just proving that he could just do fucking anything, and just everybody is behind him right now. And if he doesn't end up a main eventer in the next couple months to drop the X title and just go to the fucking main event, I'd be shocked, because just everybody's behind him. That fucking brainbuster that he did to Bully Ray was just outstanding. I mean, just destroyed the shit out of him, and getting Bully Ray to tap out to the last chancery, we were just saying that'd be just amazing to do that, and they did it. Great to see. Both these guys are just immensely just through the moon in TNA right now, and it's just great to see that both these guys are just performing to the capabilities that they are right now. It's great stuff there. And A-Double getting the win in this matchup. We'll see where it goes on in the future, but still your X Division champion. It seems like he's just running the world right now in TNA, which is some great stuff. But A-Double getting the win in that matchup there. Moving on now to what was my most anticipated matchup for this pay-per-view, which was the phenomenal AJ Styles going up against Kurt Angle. These are always some of my most favorite matches in TNA, being that obviously you guys know how big of an AJ Styles fan I am, and Kurt Angle as well. These guys just go in there and just have massive loads of chemistry. It's just how it is every single time. They just went out there and put on just what they could basically do every single time they go out there, which was another great matchup. I don't think it was to the point where it's probably the best match they've had in TNA, but this one was definitely one that they could go out there. Just the chemistry was there, the ring work was there. These guys were wrestling the fucking all over the place. AJ with the spots he was doing, pulling out some great stuff in this one, and just another great matchup between these guys. We had the ability, or the chance for the interference with Daniels and Kaz at the end of this that kind of got forwarded out of the way. Thank God they didn't really do too much, but obviously at the end having Kurt Angle get the win off the interference, basically. But up until then, they gave it the proper amount of time to produce a really solid and really great matchup here, which, as I said, I think these guys could do anytime they go out there. And a really interesting thing, obviously, at the end of this, having Daniels and Kaz beat down AJ with all the stuff going on, obviously, with the same, how he's making out Dixie and getting in and shit, and trying to, how he's ahead in TNA and all this kind of stuff, and continuing that kind of storyline, having Kurt Angle save him in that beatdown. Who knows if we end up seeing something out of that? I'd love to see like a tag match with AJ and Angle tagging against Daniels and Kaz. I think that would be awesome to see. But whatever they do, I enjoyed this match as I knew I was going to, and it was some great stuff. And Kurt Angle getting the win in this matchup. Yeah,
they come out here, have a great match, do a lot of great spots, do some stuff that I've never seen them do before.
Yeah.
They've always build up to a great climax and really go to a great finish. Like I said, we figured that there may be some Kaz Daniels kind of deal going on here. They came out. It wasn't interference like that was just outrageous. It was just kind of a little tiny spot to give Angle the chance to get the win. Got the the Olympic Slam, and then Kaz and Daniels came in and was kicking him down or whatever, and then Angle started beating down Kaz and Daniels and kind of helped AJ up, and they were hugging and stuff. So kind of a face flip for Angle. They weren't legitimately like putting Angle in that face role yet. He kind of just went off this feud with Jeff Hardy. Yeah. So he's kind of flipped roles and kind of be playing that face. Looking like we may see, like you said, Angle and AJ versus Kaz and Daniels, which I think would be outstanding. A great tag match there. But definitely overall quality, this was the best match wrestling-wise of the night.
That's kind of predicted that we would think. And great matchup there, and Kurt Angle getting the win in that matchup. Moving on now to the main event ladder match for the TNA World Championship between champion Bobby Roode and Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, they did a pretty good job, I think, with this. They did a lot of the spot, ladder match type spots. Both guys took some just brutal spots here, and just sold them well. And it was basically just all ladder, pretty much all ladder spots. And most of them we'd seen before. Just some hilarious just spots towards the end. Van Dam going for the jump on the ladder. This ladder that we knew we were all saying that ladder's been broke the whole match. Like why they kept trying to use like this ladder, one ladder, and it was broke the whole match. And just RVD just jumped this ladder, just jumped on it, just got his leg stuck, and then it fell over, then it crumpled under, then it kind of got stuck, then twisted his ankle. It was literally like 4.5 botches in a row.
Just a never-ending botch.
It was a never-ending botch. And then they have it set up, I guess, where they were supposed to, do something there, and it didn't happen. And then RVD, literally, like RVD had just the worst, just minute of his career. And right after that, he tries to climb up there and just Roode is just kicking him right in his face, and then he just trips backwards, falls headfirst on a ladder, and then you just see him at the bottom, just kicking the ladder. I'm so mad.
A 5-year-old with a temper tantrum.
Yeah, just having a temper tantrum, trying to kick the ladder over. And Roode gets the win here. Glad to see that happened. Would have been no reason for RVD to win here. Like I said, I think they said on the pay-per-view, Roode cut a promo and said that if he won tonight, he would go on to be the longest reigning TNA heavyweight champion of all time. Great stuff there to see that they let that happen with an original of the company. So overall, solid match. Probably not the best match tonight. Like we said, the matches previous, but still a pretty solid main event.
Yeah, this was definitely a solid ladder match. Like you said, just nothing really original with the ladder spots here, which it's going to get hard to do coming up, obviously, with how many ladder matches there's been in, not only TNA's history, but just in wrestling. It's just going to kind of see the same kind of stuff over and over again. But really just, the same kind of stuff we'd see in those ladder matches, but there were still some pretty good spots in this. And like I said, just that spot with RVD at the end was just hilarious. Just fucking getting just the most called up I've ever seen a guy get caught on a ladder. And of course, RVD will sell it to the most, point that you could possibly sell it to. So it's like he's got fucking trapped in an anaconda or some shit. He's just fucking coiled up in this ladder.
He was legitimately pissed off afterward.
Yeah,
he was totally mad. He was so mad that spot messed up.
Because he was definitely probably supposed to land up on the ladder and do something, obviously, probably up where they were fighting for it or some shit, and he couldn't do it, and they had to do that. But in the end, thank fucking God Bobby Roode retained the title here. And there's a lot of, people throwing out ideas that RVD could have won it here. This would have just been absolutely fucking horrendous if he would have dropped the title here. And obviously, like he said with, Bobby saying that he'd be the longest reigning champion if he'd have lost there, that actually added more to it. And we're like, shit, if they'd fucking just drop it, that would just be horrendous. But thank God they did. Keeping Bobby Roode as the world champion, now the longest reigning champion, I think that's outstanding. And just continuing his great run as world champion in this ladder matchup here. It'll be interesting to see what goes on. Coming up towards Slammiversary, but Bobby Roode is still your TNA World Champion. We're gonna do the what?
Do that shout. That guy. What? It was. My name is Siler. I forgot the numbers.
Straight heroes. Dude.
My name is Siler. The guy who left the comment who said that was the picture was a
picture of AJ.
AJ. I thought the funniest was the AJ losing to Hurricane in a dark match.
There's your shout out right there.
Good job, buddy. That was hilarious.
That's pretty good stuff right there.
But we did come up with the idea if they turned it and had AJ had some footage of Kaz and Daniels like in the shower, like Kaz shaving Daniels' head in the shower.
Yeah, just ridiculous. You guys are just fucking hilarious. The shit you just come up with. We could literally just say, just write whatever the fuck you want. And you end up doing.
We could book any wrestling company in the world right now.
Pretty much could.
We pretty much booked.
We already said how we could just.
Yeah. Didn't we book SmackDown earlier?
Yeah, dude. We won't tell you because it's our secret.
Yeah.
It'll be out in the long run, but We're getting off track here. Bobby Roode's still your TNA World Champion at the end of this Sacrifice pay-per-view. Be definitely really interesting to see what goes on at the 10th anniversary of TNA at Slammiversary next year. Definitely looking really forward to that one to see what they're going to provide there. It's supposed to be some big surprises definitely to come, so definitely can't wait up for that one. Quickly before we get out of here, this doesn't have any regards to TNA. Last night, I know we did our preview for Ring of Honor's Border Wars. If you guys are Ring of Honor fans out there, if you've had any chance to check out what happened, obviously there were some problems with people trying to order the pay-per-view last night. It was on Ring of Honor Wrestling's website. We were one with the problems. Took us 2.5 hours to finally buy the fucking thing. We caught the end of the tag title match, and then we got the entirety of the main event where Steen won the title. If we get a chance to check out the replay sometime, we'll get the review up. But we just wanted to make sure you guys know that, not leaving you out there hanging because you didn't get the review last night. But if we end up checking it out, we'll definitely have the review as quick up as we can, and just make sure we're not going to leave you guys hanging. But this will now wrap up our 2012 TNA Sacrifice review. For my partner Ryan, I am your host J-Man. Thank you for watching another edition of the Instant Wrestling Report, your source for wrestling news, information, opinions, and still.